So, all right, going into the last topic, what exactly is a weakness? Because we saw in this game with Oklahoma City, we saw when Steph Curry went out, they couldn't close the lead down. They couldn't bring the lead down. They were down by 11 going at halftime. When Steph Curry finally came back, it was a 7-point game because of 2 free throws. With his injuries, we see the team is vulnerable, and also with this locker room tirade, which happened with Draymond Green at halftime, where he's basically said that he's not a robot, that he was going to miss shots, and everybody trying to tell him to sit down. He's like, "Yo, come sit me." We see there. He's and Steph Curry is like every locker room has negativity in it. There's always stuff going on in everybody's locker room, even ours. So does the negativity hurt them? Like would that eventually be down the road when they're down in an important game? Would that be the reason they lose?
I don't think it hurts them just because I think it makes them human, and I think that them being able to acknowledge that they have it brings another dimension to the team because this isn't something like it happened and they're like trying to cover it up like, oh, nothing ever happens, it's all smiles here at Golden State. But no, they acknowledge that it did happen. They acknowledge that things like this do happen, and it just shows you that even a team that loves each other as much as them and meshes as well as them are going to have arguments and whatnot throughout the course of a season. When it comes playoff time, I don't see these guys really arguing because they're going to mesh together very well. As far as a weakness, I will say when Steph Curry is gone, this is not the same team because when Steph Curry was gone and they played the Mavericks, they lost by 20.
Yeah.
So when Steph Curry's gone, I like to put it this way. This team is filled with people that know their role. You know how people say you got to stay in your lane? Everyone on this team stays in their lane. You just don't realize it because they work so well together. When Steph Curry is out, it's filled with a whole bunch of people that have to come out of their lane, and it becomes a little bit weird. This isn't like the Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, James Harden situation where James Harden was always ready to come out of his lane.
Mm-hmm.
Like James Harden went to another team and became a star. You put Klay Thompson on another team, he'll score. He's not going to be a star.
Because the thing about 32, like scoring 30 points a game isn't nothing you do on a nightly basis like he does there. Because you have like Steph Curry and stuff to pull pressure off of him. So you pull Steph Curry off, you're forcing him to become a star.
Exactly. And when James Harden was the sixth man for the Thunder, he would consistently get 20-something point games and was talking about he should be a starter, and everyone was saying he should be a starter.
Yeah.
The thing with this Warriors team is as soon as you pull Steph out of that, you're making someone else, Draymond or Klay, have to be the guy that everyone looks to. Yeah, and that's the problem. This team is filled with everyone that is in their own lane, and Steph makes those lanes mesh together into a great highway. Once you take that away, you got a whole bunch of one-lane roads trying to become something else. They have enough talent to win games with him out, but if he's out for an extended period of time, they will probably lose their series.
Tyler, how do you feel about it? What do you feel like is their weakness?
One thing that you said I want to bring up is Steph Curry's ankle injury. What ankle injury? My man's was playing on the ankle like he was just good and just brand new. Come back and play 30 points. One thing that Rudy's definitely hit the nail on is that without Curry, they're definitely not the same. Like Curry balances out the team to a point where everybody, like Rudy said, everybody's in their lane, everybody's playing their role, and they can be the Golden State Warriors that we've seen. Without Curry, they may be their biggest weakness. If they lose that one person, everybody's gonna focus on Klay Thompson when he's shooting. They're gonna focus on hurting Draymond Green or taking on Andre Iguodala when he's when they on the court.
Mm-hmm.
Without Stephen Curry, everybody else is focused a whole lot more. The team I'd say that the team isn't as efficient as it should be with the talent that they have, and just they know that without Steph on that court, that that the other team can play at a level that not going to be overshined by Stephen Curry.
See, I feel like both of them affected though, because Steph Curry ankle injury is an ankle injury, but I mean that was an injury. Now he has weak ankles. It's more so his ankle stepped on while he's coming down. So I'm not really worried about his ankle injury being too severe, but I kind of feel like because here's the deal with the locker room. Draymond Green was threatening not to shoot the ball at all in the second half. He went 0 for 4 for 0 points in the first half, and he was like, all right, I just won't shoot the ball no more. So if he's serious to that and he gets the ball at the 3-point line wide open, what's he going to do, pass it away? I mean, you see stuff like that, that's negative. That's poisonous players in your atmosphere because you just can't get along. So how can that not affect when times get rough down in the playoffs?
I think it's kind of like I
think appreciate it.
I think it's more so like a younger mentality type of thing. He got upset because he was making shots when people was like that he should be making shots, and he went 0 for 4 first half. He's gonna feel emotional about that because he's still a young player. He hasn't had too many games where he has been gone 0 for 4, and it probably hurt his ego a little bit. And he's getting mad in the back, like, yeah, I'm not a robot. I miss shots and stuff like that. And I'm not the only one on the team that missed shots or something like that. And he just needs to find a calm, collected, and kind of mental space that he can just stay in when he's in this game, so that none of this like missing shots don't affect him or falling off blocks, something like that. Like he just needs to stay in a calm space at this time.
Okay.
I agree. I think it was a reactionary comment. It was something that we could go to the SRC and start missing shots and be like, man, forget it. I'm just not gonna shoot no more. If you got upset, but we're saying I think we're taking a situation and we're blowing it up way more than it needs to be. He probably said that he was upset. He was mad that they were losing. But then when he applied himself to doing other things, he got a double-double with rebounds and assists. Yeah. That is just as essential as scoring 15 points. Yeah. Like you literally helped get 30 points. You just helped get 30 points or more because they shoot a lot of threes. So you just helped get 30 points and you just got 14 rebounds. So you stopped the Thunder from getting second chance points and you gave your team more opportunities to get the ball. So yeah, he got upset. He said he wasn't going to shoot anymore. But I don't think this is something that happens like every day in their locker room. I think he was just frustrated. He was really pumped up because the team that they were playing was a primetime game. They were losing by a good amount at one point. They were losing by 11 at halftime, and he probably felt, that's four most likely threes because he takes those like top of the key threes. Yeah, yeah. So you're looking, that's 12 points. Yeah. He makes his threes. Not saying he's 100% shooter, but he's probably thinking, I make these threes. We're only down by 3. We're only down by 2. So he's probably a little bit frustrated with himself. I don't think that's something that happens a lot. And Steve Kerr is the type of calm, cool, collected coach that probably talked to him on the plane ride home and was like, "Look, simmer down. We know that you're not the best shooter on this team. Mm-hmm. We know that we're not looking at you to have 30 points tonight. We're looking at you to play great defense and get rebounds. When you score, it's a bonus. And that's the luxury of this team. They have so many options that can score. Draymond Green could score 8 points in a game and they blow somebody out by 30.
It's because you have everybody else. They have your bench coming in scoring. That's what makes the team so dangerous.
He's still efficient on defense.
Exactly. As long as he's still playing defense. And then that's another thing is people are going to say, oh, well, Kevin Durant had what 37?
Yeah.
And Russell Westbrook had a good amount of points.
Where's 23, 26?
Exactly. Where's the defense? Sometimes playing great defense, guys are going to score 30, but it's the shots that you make them miss that count the most.
Exactly. Coming down late in the game.
Exactly. Because LeBron James had one of the best finals performances in history against the Warriors last year, but there was still some good defense being played on him. He could drop 40 points in a game and you still play good defense. He could have went for 80.
I agree, but fellow ladies and gentlemen, this wraps up the show. This is KBR Sports, the best talk radio. Always make sure tune in on YouTube, tune in on iTunes, Speaker, Rabble. We're always here. We're always ready to talk sports with you guys. Make sure to follow us on the Twitter page at KBR_sports. Also, subscribe to our channel and the WOD Studios channel. Ours is KBR Sports, and there's the WOD Live. You also find other great shows on the WOD Studios. Anything I'm forgetting, fellas, to say? Anything I'm forgetting?
Sebastian Telfair is the greatest point guard to ever play.
Even with all the pieces, we still gonna be here.
Hey, we are always gonna be here. We always gonna make sure we can talk.
We're like the Warriors.
We're still gonna be undefeated, even when it comes down to Western A. No people. I mean, even though they ain't undefeated, but I like to say we undefeated out here.
We're essentially better than the Warriors. We're like the greatest version of the Warriors in talk show.
But yeah, this is KBR Sports, best in college radio, and we're out of here. See you guys.